I'm Timothy Vigil, and this is Just Another Word, the Word podcast for storytellers. Episode 43, Mercurial. Of or relating to the god Mercury, or having qualities of eloquence, ingenuity, or thievishness attributed to the god Mercury, or characterized by rapid and unpredictable changeableness of mood. When we examine characters and decide on who to write, it can be easy to look for stability. But often the most compelling figures in fiction are the ones who are impossible to pin down. The lightning in the bottle, the shifting wind, the Mercurial. To understand Mercurial, we have to look at a couple of places. First, its root, and that of the Roman god Mercury, the winged messenger who was known for extreme speed, sharp wit, and his role as a trickster who could move between worlds. The term is tied to him, and we get that second definition, having qualities of eloquence, ingenuity, or thievishness attributed to the god Mercury from this. We see the rapid, unpredictable nature of a character in our original Mercurial character, Mercury himself. But the term Mercurial also is tied to the element Mercury, or Quicksilver. Mercury is a fascinating anomaly, a metal that remains liquid at room temperature. It doesn't pour like water, it rolls. It can shatter into 1,000 tiny spheres and then snap back into a single mass almost instantly. It is a substance that refuses to hold permanent shape. When you describe a character as mercurial, you're giving them that same Quicksilver quality. They are fluid, they are fast, and they are remarkably difficult to grasp. They might have a sharp wit or be a trickster, but they are always changeable and unpredictable. A mercurial character functions as a wild card inside of your story. Their defining trait is a volatility that makes the status quo of any scene feel fragile. Their moods or allegiances may shift really quickly. With the speed of the messenger god, they become a constant source of narrative tension. There are a few ways that we can use a mercurial character. One is the idea of the unpredictable ally, a sidekick who keeps the protagonist and the reader on the edge. They might be the life of the party in one scene and a brooding, uncooperative recluse in the next. This forces the other characters to constantly recalibrate their approach, particularly of this unpredictable ally is incredibly important for the success of what they are attempting to do. This character can ensure that the social dynamics never become stagnant. You can have a character who seems like they never quite fit. You can have a character who acts one way in one scene and a different way in another scene if you make that character predictably unpredictable. The other way that you could use a mercurial character is through the idea of the charismatic threat, a villain who uses their rapid change, their sharp wit as a weapon. They don't want to just defeat the hero. They want to keep them off balance. They shift rapidly between warmth and violence. They might ensure that the hero can never accurately predict their next move. We can also use a mercurial character as a catalyst for chaos. Mercurial characters are often the ones who force a plot to change direction. They may abandon a plan at the last second or offer help to an enemy not necessarily out of a moral change of heart, but because their internal weather has shifted. They are a wild card, and we should remember that idea most when we write them. This is the challenge for a writer with a truly mercurial character. That idea of making sure that they are consistent inside of their inconsistency. See, the primary danger is making them feel random or poorly written instead of mercurial. If a character changes their mind solely to serve the plot, the reader will feel cheated. But if the character changes their mind because it feels like they might just change their mind, and it really impacts the plot, that's when you can find nuggets of gold. The secret is to ensure that while their mood is unpredictable, their underlying nature constantly remains consistent. Their shifts should feel like a reaction to the environment, even if that reaction is heightened or extremed. They are consistently inconsistent. Use rapid changes to reveal deeper layers of the character. Perhaps a sudden burst of joy is a mask for deep-seated loneliness, or a flash of anger is a defense mechanism against being understood. The point is, there should be reasons behind their randomness. They shouldn't feel like they are just doing what is necessary for your story, but they are doing what is necessary for them to be them. Ultimately, a mercurial character reminds us that human beings are not static. We are a collection of shifting impulses and contradictory moods. Consider adding a touch of Quicksilver to your cast. Let a character be the wind that keeps the story moving. And remember, the most memorable characters aren't the ones who stay the same. They're the ones who keep us guessing. Where are they going next? I'm Timothy Vigil, and this has been Just Another Word.